sure took it to 10.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Underdog Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Nolan Skeen, alongside Antonio Fiore, Salestrina. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Fantastic.
Not too bad.
Not too bad?
Not too bad.
I think you're doing pretty bad.
Down bad.
All right.
We'll see after the NFL season and how I hit on every single one of my over/under win totals.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Then
There's just always one weird one that you're right about.
It's not that he's right. It's that he's dead right about it. Like, just to the number, everything he says about the team is just completely accurate.
I didn't come
Last
out with
time-
any hot ones in the AFC though.
Okay, yeah, last time we
AFC's
did
pretty
AFC.
easy to pick though. And if this is going to be different. NFC's pretty wild.
NFC.
Wide open.
Real
So
wild.
that's what we're going to focus on this episode. We're going to go NFC. So we're going to go by division again?
We should go east to west again because I think NFC West being last is very fitting.
Just at a point.
I'm going to throw up. All right, start.
We got the Philadelphia Eagles.
They're going to be in last place.
What a great start. I love the Eagles.
Guess on the win total.
6.5.
6?
Nailed it. 6.5.
They're going to win 4 games.
Ooh.
They suck.
Really?
They're going to be bad.
Okay, they do play the Wait, do they play the Jets twice or just once?
Jets once.
They play them in the preseason.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, because when I looked at their schedule, I was like, why do they play them twice? And then I think I looked again, and I was like, oh, it's preseason.
Yeah, it's definitely the preseason game. 6.5 seems a little low for them, to be perfectly honest with you. I think there's a lot of drama out of the building with no Carson Wentz. I think they actually like Jalen Hurts. I at least saw some flashes with him last year that show promise, and that maybe
Well, I mean, I don't know. Did you see this today where they were trying to trade for Deshaun Watson?
At that point, like, Deshaun Watson's a way better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Yeah. Like, that made sense. And it's like, if you're giving up Jalen Hurts and like pitch it at Deshaun Watson, I would do that if I was Philadelphia in a heartbeat.
They still have this. They drafted goddamn, who the hell is their receiver?
Devonta Smith.
Yeah, Devonta. They drafted Devonta Smith, and that's
Only like one of the best wide receivers to come out of college
my bad.
in a long time.
My bad.
No, I'm just saying.
Fuck the
like,
Eagles.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is amazing. And fuck the Eagles for trading for that one spot ahead of the Giants and grabbing him right before we.
Well, it's like
That's
what?
right. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
I think the Giants got Kadarius Toney's going to be pretty good. I think, but back to the whole Eagles thing. That it addresses a little bit what's been their issue for the past 3 years, having absolutely no receivers. But can you count on him to be the sole focus of your targets in his first year? And is that going to end up being well for the offense? Probably not.
What's their weakness?
They're not well coached. I don't think they're.
He's a first-time coach. You never know.
Yeah. Who's the new coach?
They.
Oh wow, Sal, you love first time.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
right.
They got him from the Colts. I forgot what his name is, but he was like their offensive coordinator under Frank Reich. But he's supposed to be some young offensive mastermind. Like they love stuff like that. But I mean, realistically, all right, if Jalen Hurts is at quarterback, Miles Sanders.
If he's good.
I saw enough last season where I don't know why everyone's so down on him. Everyone just loves being Jalen Hurts isn't that good, and it's I saw a lot from him.
I think a lot of the people
just
controlling that conversation were Eagles fans, and they
That's very true.
love Carson Wentz.
I don't
We all
know.
know that.
Well, he didn't run the ball. He's not going to get sacked a lot. He's not the most accurate passer, obviously, but at the same time,
I just
he
wasn't impressed by him in college either. I didn't watch him in college and say, "Wow, he's going to be good in the NFL."
I don't know.
But
those are always the ones that
very
surprise you. Though.
Yeah, I was going to say it was very surprising last year. He did a lot better than I thought he was going to, but
because it's not like
he had
you
games of 400 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. I'm not sitting out here and saying I'm the biggest Jalen Hurts fan, but I feel like everyone is so negative on him that it's it just shouldn't be that way. Everyone takes the opinion that he's not a franchise quarterback, and I don't think we've seen enough to say that.
Yeah, we'll see this year.
But I would honestly say, of anything that I've saw, it's more likely that he's a good starting quarterback than he's a bad starting quarterback. Regardless, my point before, what is their weakness? They have Miles Sanders. They have 2 at least decent receivers. They have 2 great tight ends. Their offensive line has always been good. Their defensive front 7 is good. It's what?
Aging. It's very aging though.
Okay, so
Their stars are aging, and we'll have to see.
Their
I just think the
defenses
other
is always piss poor though.
Their back four is usually bad.
their back four is
Yeah.
normally terrible, and
So-
I just think the other 3 teams are also better in the division.
I'm going over. I'm going over 6.5. I like where the Eagles are heading.
Okay,
honestly.
I like that. I'm gonna take the under though, but just because I think you're right, I think the other teams in that division have gotten better, and they really haven't gotten that much better. Devontae Smith obviously adds a lot to their need at wide receiver, which they've needed for a long time. I think that
Keep going.
Oh, okay. And I just think that you're distracting me.
Well, all right. I saw the Giants win total, and it's a lot lower than I thought it was going to
All
be.
right. So, all in all, I'm taking the under. What are you taking?
I the under.
Okay.
What do you guys think the Giants win total is?
I would expect it to be at least 5.5.
Saying a lot lower than I expected. Is it 5.5?
It's 7. I thought it would be like 9 or 10. to be
Really?
Yeah, I thought it would
You
be.
thought it would be 9 or 10?
I think they're that good. Like
They are good.
I
but
think
they're
they have
gonna be good.
I think they have the best roster in the division. To be perfectly honest with you,
I could agree. I do agree. I don't pick them to. I'm not going to pick them preseason to be the best team in that division, but all goes well, they should be.
my problem is I like all 4 teams in this division, and not like a lot.
And the thing is, too, they're all going to disappoint
Yeah,
us.
no, I know.
Like
but
they always do.
I gotta put my foot down on one of these teams, but I don't think it's gonna be the Giants. Like I think the Giants are building towards like being I don't want to say juggernaut by any means, but like a steady team that goes like 9 and 8 or 10 and 7. I hate that. Like more consistently, and I like Joe Judge. If Daniel Jones, I don't know that Daniel Jones is
Here's the thing. That's all where it falls on, because I think they got a pretty damn good roster all the way around, and they're working at the offensive line. It's been getting better. They drafted for it again. I believe they signed someone. Nate Solder's still going to be there. Hopefully he does a little better than he has. But it started to look a lot better toward the end of the year last year. And
Did you forget he was there?
No, this isn't making sense to me because I don't know who I'm taking to be bad in the East.
yeah, and the defense is looking besides Washington.
I'm gonna take the Eagles being the bad team.
I mean
too.
that's the easiest thing to say, but at the same time, I just don't think so. I think the Eagles are a decent team, so I'm not going to sit here and say either.
I think the Giants are a lot better though.
Oh
Yeah, and
I think the Giants win the division.
Besides Washington, I think they do have the best defense in the NFC East. They really impressed me on defense last year, and obviously the offensive personnel should do pretty good. Yeah, they drafted the receiver too. Kadarius Toney was disgusting on Florida. Saquon comes back. Hopefully, he's pretty damn good. It just all falls on Daniel Jones. If he plays like he did his rookie year, where he threw 26 touchdowns, they should be pretty freaking good next year. If he plays like he did last year, which I believe he played the same amount of games he did his rookie year, 12. He threw 11 touchdowns last year. That cannot happen. It's all going to fall on him.
He just can't be baby hands. He literally
he can't.
He loves losing the football. Like that's
He does, but he was a lot worse with interceptions last year than he was his rookie year also.
I'm taking the over. I think 7's too low.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I'll take the over. And it sucks because if we all take the over,
It's going under.
it's going under. But I mean,
They are. I think they should be. All goes well. A 9-10 win team this
here's
year.
the thing that we forget though. Sometimes when we are looking at these things, it's so early, and like we're just looking at it just on paper. What do they look like? They look really good right now.
Yeah.
There's no telling that when the season starts, something happens, someone gets hurt, all this other stuff. So on paper right now, that over should smash. They should win at least 9 or 10 games.
Then we did till football season, and Daniel Jones looks like.
And Saquon gets hurt again. And, you know what I mean? It's like those type of things. But I mean, it is what it is. We're just gonna look at it now for what it is.
Fair enough.
All right, next we got Washington or Dallas.
Washington.
Okay, Washington is probably. See, is it higher than the Giants?
Yes.
Oh, it definitely is.
So it's 8.5.
8.5, 8.
8.
Okay.
I like the over.
This is where I'm making my stand. I have to make a stand on something. This is where I make my stand. Nobody in the NFC East goes back to back. That is a fact.
Oh, right.
He liked that one.
He did like
I
that one.
forgot they won the division last year.
And as soon as you get high on Ryan Fitzpatrick, that's when he sucks. So by those two cardinal rules of the NFL, I'm taking under 8 wins for the Washington football team.
I'm still taking the over, but they're not winning the division.
Fair.
They're a 9-10 win team, just like the Giants.
So then you hate the Cowboys.
No, I think they're.
Well,
I think
he took the under on the Eagles.
I do think Washington is better than the Giants. Looking at it right now, you bring up the division thing. Yeah, that's very true. But looking at it, I think Washington's better. I think the Giants and Cowboys are
the Washington
8-9 win.
Washington.
So you have 3 teams in the NFC East winning more than 8 games.
Yeah, but none winning 11. None of those teams are winning 11 games.
Yeah, they love like 10-7, something like that. They'll definitely do
but
that.
10-7.
10-7
the
is-
division.
10-7 is winning that division.
Two teams at 9 and
Yeah, I'd say
7,
9-8.
9 and
2
8.
teams at 9 and 8, and then or not 2 teams at 9 and 8, but one like because 8 would still be an over for the Giants. So like 8 and 9, 9 and 8. I think that's around 8 to 10 wins is their ballpark. Same thing with the Cowboys. I think 8 to 10 wins is their ballpark too.
I definitely think the Giants win the division. I just think far and away they have the best roster. I think the Cowboys are talented enough to win the division, but they're the Cowboys.
Yeah, their defense sucks, but they're
I
Cowboys
think all
will-
around. Washington might have the best roster.
Their defense
even with
outstanding.
Fitzpatrick at the helm. I think it's like
I just can't trust them.
they have. It's Gibson as a running back,
Yeah,
right?
Antonio Gibson, and then they have McLaurin too.
They have McLaurin. They have
They signed
Chase Young,
Curtis Samuel too.
Curtis Samuel.
I mean, they have a good little team for sure, but it's like I feel like when you get
one of the last gunslingers in the league.
I mean, really though, when you get too high on Fitzpatrick, it's just when he traps the bat, and at that point, it's just like why?
So what is it? It's 8.
8 exactly.
I'll take the over then.
So you two are on the same page. So
Yeah.
I think that there's just far and beyond. They were just a way better team.
So
Tell me the Cowboys are 8.
no,
Are they 6?
no,
Is it higher?
yep,
So it's 9.
it is 9. Dallas Cowboys.
So they have the Giants at 7. The
Washington
football team at
at 8.
8, and now Dallas at 9.
Aren't they supposed to have a name going into the year? I thought that's what was decided.
I think they've decided on where they're going with the name. I don't know if they have like.
I'm on board with the football team.
No.
I am.
What, forever for the rest of time?
Not forever, but like
They gotta say something eventually.
no,
They should just-
actually, yeah, for the rest of the time. Like, why not? They're the football team.
It's so bad.
I don't know.
How do you market? How do you like
WFT.
sell merch?
Yeah, WF2. It's just like the
Fuck
most.
that.
It's the most
W-
generic thing ever, but it's so funny. It's just like why?
Just replace team with club. They're WFC, and we're good.
no. What are we?
no,
That's
that sounds like a soccer
That's
team.
soccer
God
at
damn
that- At that
Yeah,
point,
shut the fuck up.
That's what they should do with
guys
the
are
Indians.
crazy.
Cleveland Baseball Club.
the Cleveland Guardians, like
That's
come
dumb.
on.
That's garbage, and we'll get to that later.
yeah,
but that's
we'll get to that in the next one. But
yeah, no, that's stupid.
we're professional sports.
So Dallas
Guardians.
So Dallas is
Okay,
9.
well now they're at 9. I think they're in the same range of wins
they got
as the Giants.
Dak back.
If Mike McCarthy's gonna smash pumpkins or watermelons or whatever the heck he was smashing before the games,
Smashing pumpkins.
was it watermelon?
I
It was
don't know.
watermelon. I'm pretty sure it was watermelons.
Who is he that? What's that guy that does that? Mick Jagger. What's that guy's name?
What?
That smashes pumpkins?
I know who you're talking
Or,
about.
Smashing
Watermelons?
Pumpkins is a band.
No,
Had a Mick
Watermelons.
Jagger.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name. To be perfectly honest with you,
Who smashes pumpkins?
no, he's talking about watermelons, not pumpkins.
Oh,
No, there's a guy. I don't remember his name, but he smashes watermelons.
he's like a
It's
cartoon character, right?
he's not a cartoon, but he's a real guy. But
Oh, then I have no clue who you're. All right, we're gonna
let's just pretend I didn't say that. All right.
I don't know about this team. I think they obviously have talent. Dak Prescott coming off a severe injury
I
should.
think the bar is so low for them, though.
Well,
It
according
is.
according
It's
to
very low.
Vegas, it's not.
their defense sucks.
But why does Vegas have it at 9?
Vegas
Well,
has them high, but media. I think the media is low on them.
Because everyone wants to bet on Dallas. Everyone's, I'm a Cowboys fan. Oh,
Okay.
over 9.
I see that.
10
It's
wins.
America's team.
10 wins is a lot for that team. And I'm not saying they can't get there, obviously, but it's just kind of like, what's their ceiling? Like, what's the best they do this season? 11 and 6?
9.
Right?
I'm actually going to take. I know I said I think they're around the same amount of wins as Washington and New York, but I'm going to take the under.
I think I'm
9 is.
I think I'm taking the under too.
Come on.
Yeah, 9 is too much.
Their defense is garbage.
I think it's one game too many. I'm also not a Mike McCarthy fan.
One game too many
They
is
signed Amari Cooper, right?
Yeah,
trying to get.
couple seasons ago, like 2 seasons ago.
So he's still there. They
Yeah.
paid him too much.
they did.
Oh, they paid him way,
Way
too
too
much.
Now
they're
they
locked
paid
into that
Dak,
contract. For
Yeah, they're all their money's on their offense. Their offensive line is also elderly.
Under.
I think so.
Under.
So I have the Giants winning the division. I guess the Cowboys coming in second. I'm gonna take the Eagles as the third team. I don't care, and then Washington is my fourth team.
I think I'm gonna go Dallas, Washington, or not Dallas. Holy shit. Giants, Washington, Dallas, Eagles.
I know there's the whole like no repeat division winner thing, but I'm gonna stand strong with Washington, New York, Dallas, and Philadelphia.
Really?
Going
Yeah.
against his own team. We're sitting here praising your team.
Yes,
Normally
you
it's the
are.
opposite.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because like as soon as I said there's no back-to-back division winner, it looked like a light bulb went off in your head.
It did.
But now you're just going against it, I guess. We'll see. I mean, anything can happen, but
All right.
NFC East is just a
The
very-
NFC East, anything
it's-
can happen.
it's a
and
garbage can.
Who else would be the first repeat division winner in the division besides Washington?
That is true.
fair.
This is one of those weird quirky things. That you
It is
do.
one of those
We'll
weird.
see.
The
I-
NFC East is a weird, quirky division.
I gotta make my stand somewhere, and I'm saying Washington's not going to be good this year. So
Okay.
that's my stand. Buccaneers, AFC, or NFC South,
I think 12 is it 12 and a half?
11.5.
12.
Boy, oh boy.
I mean,
Another year in the system.
I don't see why not.
I gotta say over because here's my meaning behind it, because last year their whole thing was when they were mediocre in the beginning of the season, it was they're adjusting to the system, they have a new roster, now they're coming in with a full roster, everyone knows everything about the system, everyone knows everything, so I think they win like 14. I think they won 14 games.
13, 14 games is what I'm thinking.
I mean, you played Atlanta twice. Atlanta's a trash can. You played Carolina twice. Up and coming,
Decent, but-
but nothing
We'll get
crazy.
to Carolina.
You play the Saints twice with.
Yeah, what's
Jameis?
going on with their quarterback
And
situation?
here's the thing. Tom has been thinking about those losses to the Saints since he lost to them.
Yeah.
Well, the Saints Super
Tom
Bowl
loves
window
that.
is
And now it's a little bit watered down because Drew Brees isn't there, but
It's been done for like 2 years. Ever since the Rams game, it's been done. They were never getting back to the Super, or they were never.
there's
going
no
to the
coming
Super
back
Bowl.
from that.
Your franchise is like literally cursed at that point.
They are cursed. They're cursed.
I'm taking.
They play the Patriots also this year.
Yeah,
Week
they do.
4.
I'm taking the over. I just think.
You
You have to take the over.
I will
You
also
can't-
take the
you
over.
can't take the under. They're going 5-1 in the division, so at that point you need 7 wins outside of the division.
Because here's the thing, too. They're winning at least 11 games.
Oh yeah.
That's how I see it. They're winning at least 11. So I'd rather have, the extra cushion in taking the over than taking the under and rooting against Tom.
That's my
You
one
never bet
seed.
against Tom Brady. I've learned that lesson all too well.
I don't understand the people that were betting the Packers or the Saints or the Chiefs the whole way through. It was
Nope.
just-
Buccaneers made me a lot of money in that playoff run.
Yes, they made me a lot of money, my friend. Let's see. Second team in the division, win total wise. Survey says.
Here's the thing. Is Tom done after this year if they win?
I would say no. I think he's just gonna play until like his body
I feel like
gives
we
out.
talk about this all the time.
I mean,
Every
And
year.
I-
I'm like,
it's
I'm
been
like,
too
if
many
he wins,
years.
he should retire.
Well, he
Guess-
won this.
he won.
He won this year.
Didn't retire.
He won his 6th and didn't after
And his
that.
reaction was,
so,
"Oh no, we'll be back."
yeah, he's
It's just no thought.
Like
No
he
one-
was so serious.
no one win or lose. He's coming back next year.
All right. I just thought I'd ask.
He has the best team I've ever seen around him. Like Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, Rob Gronkowski, O.J. Howard. Not the best offensive line in the league, but one of them. It's like
A really good defense.
why leave that situation? I mean, like, yeah, you're 45 or 44, but like
Just turned 45 the other day.
Yeah, honestly, you're probably in.
Or 44.
People who don't like, or people that like love Tom Brady, would probably shit on me for this, but like I don't think it's saying anything bad. You're probably in the best situation you can be in for a quarterback in the league right now.
New England did nothing to surround him with talent. And like I love the Patriots. I'm a huge Patriots fan. It's like you had the best quarterback to ever grace a football field in your building, and you decided to give him what? N'Keal Harry and Julian Edelman?
Yeah,
and,
that
and
was
Sony Michel when he's 40 years old.
And he made the most out of that.
And like they made Super Bowls.
He got one ring out of that. He got one ring out of that.
No other quarterback would win with that team. Honestly.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Saints over under is
8.
I have no idea.
9.
Under.
Under.
That's a good number by Vegas.
No, it
that's a really good number.
It is
by
a good
Vegas.
number, but no, under.
Yeah, under.
Sal, we all know Sal hates the Saints.
Last year I thought was the collapse, and it didn't happen. This year they're just not good. I mean,
They're
well
there's nothing
coached.
set
They
up
still
for them
have-
to be.
you have no Michael Thomas for like the first 8 weeks of the season. You don't know who your starting quarterback is. They haven't came out and
Whether it's
said
gonna
that.
be Jameis or a gimmicky guy like Taysom Hill, you're not.
Their defense just gets
You're not gonna be outstanding
older
with
and
either of
older,
those.
and I bet that's every defense. But I feel like their defense is especially old. Like I don't see any sort of like they're going backwards. They're trending down. They're definitely not trending up. So at that point, I'm just taking it under. I don't believe in this team. I don't think they're that good.
And like you got to think too, if Drew Brees thought that there was any hope for them this season, he would have stayed.
Oh yeah, but
Right?
he definitely didn't see the team and is like, oh, this team can win the
He
championship
didn't
next
think
year.
that he was like, even if we add a few pieces, I still don't think we're there.
Unless Jameis somehow wins MVP this year.
Shut the fuck up. All right, next. Under. I think we all can agree on that one.
The Carolina Panthers.
The Carolina.
They must be at 7.
I'll go 7.5.
7.5.
I'll take over.
Sam Darnold's bad.
Teddy Bridgewater's going to be starting.
No, he's on the Broncos.
He's on.
Oh, dumb. We should cut that.
I just love how he didn't say I'm dumb. He's
Dumb.
You're fucking funny. Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, Sam Darnold is definitely the starting quarterback of the Carolina Panthers this year.
I still think they're better than Atlanta. 7-8 win football team.
See, that's a good point though, because they are better than Atlanta.
And they played Atlanta twice.
Yeah, I just don't think that division's going to go from like in the standings, 14 wins to 6. It's not going to happen. I think 8 wins is.
So do you think that they edge the Saints out?
Oh yeah,
He sold me over, honestly. Sam Darnold's bad. The team around him is pretty good.
But this might be his opportunity to take everything.
that is. It's most definitely an opportunity.
Start fresh. He's got Christian McCaffrey.
So he's got 2 things working. Well, he's got multiple things working for him.
Christian
but
McCaffrey
does.
is, if he's like, if that 2015 thing, because he was there in 2015, right, when they went to the Super Bowl,
I don't think he was.
or was that his rookie year? Or was 2016?
No, that was Jonathan Stewart. I remember
Yep.
that. There was no Christian McCaffrey.
So I was saying, like, I mean, you look at what Christian McCaffrey's done. He's borderline a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. I think he's.
Oh yeah.
So, like, you know what I mean? Like, Sam Darnold's never had that.
So here's like, I don't think Sam Darnold's good at all, but at the same time, having
If they dumb it down for him and don't expect him to do too much, he might excel. I mean, like, Jets have expected him to do too much.
McCaffrey
Well-
is still going to be the center of that offense. So I mean, that's kind of your quarterback figure. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
if you're in fantasy, Christian McCaffrey, oh my God, he's gonna get so many touches. this
having
year.
Christian McCaffrey, having Robbie Anderson, having these weapons, DJ Moore, whoever else they have on the receiving core, like, at least you're surrounding him with weapons. Number 1, he was with Adam Gase. Adam Gase is a proven player killer.
yeah, a shit.
He
He was
literally
with Todd Bowles too.
at least Todd Bowles can coach a defense. Like, what can Adam Gase coach? A Subway sandwich? Like, he doesn't do anything. He literally is terrible. He's the worst coach that him or Freddie Kitchens are the 2 worst NFL head coaches ever.
Yeah, but I mean, he got
I
like
don't think he could coach a checkers match.
He's just not. He's not.
Gase has had more time to prove himself as the worst ever over Freddie freaking Kitchens.
Yeah, fair. Oh well, what's his face too from the Browns? Not Freddie Kitchens. the
Katie
other one.
Fitchens.
Oh yeah. Marvin.
No, not Marvin Lewis.
Oh, Hugh Jackson.
Thank you,
Yep.
Hugh Jackson. He went.
I feel like Hugh Jackson wasn't that bad though. The players
He was
just
just
hated
like,
him.
no, he was just. I feel like anytime like he sat up in front of it, you were like, oh, I feel
He
bad
just
for this
wasn't a
dude.
leader. He just wasn't a guy that
He
wanted
was
to
the
play
guy
for.
that was on the team when it was one of the worst teams ever. That went,
He
know,
went
1
like
and 15.
2-30 in his career.
He did.
Coaching. Like,
But it was also the Browns.
Yeah, it was the Browns.
That was
What-
before they had Odell.
Did they have anything?
That was before they had anything.
yeah,
It was just for some of those years. Josh Gordon, right?
He had like Nick Chubb for one of those seasons.
probably.
Yeah, the season that they went 7-8-1.
And it was it was the season that
It was Baker's
when
first.
they, like,
That was when things
they
started to
took
trend
a
up.
rebellion.
I'm avoiding the answer to this question, so I'm just gonna answer it very quickly. Over for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
I hate it, but over.
Over.
All right, we all taking the over again? Because I think they're better than the Saints, and I think they're going to do better than the Saints.
I think the Saints under is pretty cash.
All right. Falcons. 4.5.
Really?
I don't know.
6.5.
7.5.
Under.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, right. Yeah.
You were just talking about how much they suck.
Yeah, no, but like 7.5. It's like that gets me thinking.
Didn't
a
they
lot.
win 7 last year?
6? I think they were 6 and 10.
Antonio, look it up.
Last
What
year's
did the
record.
Falcons do last year?
Last
I
time
think they won
see,
either 6 or 7.
I've been looking at the standings on, or just like team listings on CBS Sports by the listings. The last podcast 3 days ago, they had all the records from last year on here, and now they don't.
That's what I was looking at too.
I might be able to find it. Hold on.
No, it'd just be nice if I could set like a year or something.
Just Google it.
I
yeah,
got
we
it.
can goggle it.
God. They went 4-12 last year.
Yeah, they were horrible.
So there's no way they got 4 wins better.
Yeah, they were going to double their win total.
No, they'll win
No.
5 games.
They really went 4-12.
Okay, so
They'll go 5-12.
so under. Why did they put it at 7.5?
Why do I?
Because
not
of the no,
Why
they,
do we
they-
not
they
bet
lost
on
Julio.
these?
What the hell?
Why do we not bet on
Because
these
I don't
now?
want to wait 4 months for my money.
I do.
Oh,
I don't.
I want to
wait
put a
for
house
my
on
money.
it. Like what?
you would hammer.
I feel like they're just
you
a
would
s-
you would parlay this and the Jets under, and you'd be like, "Give me my money right now."
Right? Like what the fuck?
Ugh.
They're asleep at the wheel.
7.5.
No.
Like, I don't know. Isn't that what they want you to think? I
What do
don't.
they base it off of? They lost Julio Jones. They have no running back. They have
They literally have no running back. It's Mike Davis.
old ass Matty Ice.
I hate Matt Ryan.
Very
You want to
hate
talk about
Matt
people? I don't hate. I don't obviously. I don't hate Matt Ryan the person, but like Matt Ryan the quarterback, so bad. You want to talk? You want to talk about like losing the game for your? He loves driving the team down to the red zone, 10-yard line interception. Like that is his favorite thing to do. I cannot stand watching him.
And he lost a Hall of Fame wide receiver that has pretty much been his target.
All right, under like that.
Yeah, I don't
Under.
think there's really much to do. You going under? Okay. So the AFC was very different. We kind of universally agree on the NFC.
NFC East we didn't, but this division we're pretty in step with. It's Bucks.
Did we agree on everything? Right?
Yeah,
This
well, I
division?
think we're all
much.
saying this. It's Bucks, it's Panthers, it's Saints, it's Falcons.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah. Interchange maybe the Saints and Panthers 1 game. I feel like they're going to be within 1 game of each other.
I agree. I don't
But-
agree with that.
Like it's way better for the Panthers to be up there than like it's a far fall from the Saints because the Saints are what was their win total? 8 or 9?
9.
So they're probably going to be at like 8. They're probably going to be at 7 or 8.
I agree. Yeah,
Panthers will probably be at like 9 or 10.
Can't you see like
Panthers definitely improved from last year. I don't see how they don't.
Can't you see it's like week 13 and the Saints are like 4-8 or 4-9? I could easily picture that for the Saints.
I can see that.
I
But
think
they're also very well coached, and
But I could picture that for the
besides
Panthers
Michael
too.
Thomas, they got a tight unit of players that know each other very well. They could win 9 games.
yeah, no, they're not going to
They could
Because
go.
here's
They
the thing
can.
too,
They might
right?
go on a good stretch where they where they have a good separation between
Saints
their
have
win-loss
Jameis.
record.
Panthers have Sam Darnold.
You also got to think The Saints were first in their division last year. They play a first place schedule, so they play like all of the good teams in the NFL. So at that point, it's like they're gonna play. Who won the West? Was it the Rams? I think they play the Rams or the Seahawks, one of the two.
I think it was the Rams.
You play the Packers. You play. I mean, Washington. I don't think it's gonna be that good, but you probably play like Kansas City too. Like it seems like that. Like
they're playing the NFC West. They are playing the Packers,
and they have to play the Bucs twice.
Yeah, dude, they're playing the whole NFC West.
So you gotta see too, because Panthers have Sam Darnold. They have Christian McCaffrey, Jameis, Alvin Kamara. Like it's two like really mediocre quarterbacks, borderline suck quarterbacks,
and
with
two stud
Hall of
running backs.
Fame wide receivers or running backs.
I don't know. I'll definitely take the under on the Saints, and I'll take them to finish either third or fourth. But
And you gotta look at like what you said, where they're trending. Saints are trending down.
Definitely
are,
trending
Oh,
down.
dude, the Saints.
Panthers are trending
Saints
up, in
also
my
play the
opinion.
Ravens. They also play the Cardinals.
Yeah, they play a first place. They
Packers.
literally they play good teams every.
They
It's
play
like,
the
I can't
play
wait
the
to get to
Seahawks.
Cardinals.
They play the Titans.
yeah.
Okay, what's the next one we're
They
going
play the
to?
Jets.
Well, we're definitely going to the north before we finish up on the west.
Oh,
Go
the
up to the
North.
Great White North.
Our old friend, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood in Green Bay.
They're still winning the division. What's the win total? Over. Oh, isn't their win total? Isn't it like 9 or something like that?
You told me, Joss.
9? 9.5.
Is it 10.5?
10.
Over.
Yeah. Over.
They just won MVP. They just won 13-3 and went to the NFC Championship. I see no reason why.
Under. Nolan,
Under.
I love
Under.
that you're saying that, honestly.
Because, like what you said last year with the
None of us
collapse
like
of the
Rodgers.
Saints, it didn't happen. This is going to be the collapse of the Green Bay Packers. I think they've been holding on by a thread.
I don't think him and Matt LaFleur mix at all very well.
I think
but
Matt
still.
LaFleur has grown very resentful of Aaron Rodgers.
the last 2 seasons, it's like they've won, 12 and 13 games, and it's like every week you just sit there and you're like, Packers aren't that good.
Because
And
we
then
sit
they-
there,
and then
I
they-
hate
remember
watching
we were
them.
saying last year they were the worst 13-3 team we've ever seen.
Yep.
They were
No,
the
we said that
worst.
the year before when they went 13-3.
I think
Oh.
he's right,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, yeah, but like still, last year was not really that much different.
No,
No, people were saying Super Bowl team last year. I remember thinking, oh, this team's definitely got a shot.
I
didn't see
never thought they were making
never
the Super
saw
Bowl
it.
last year.
The year before that, when they went 13-3, they had a great record the whole year. Everybody was saying, this isn't it.
San Francisco literally took them and used them as a diaper, dude.
They did.
in the NFC Championship. Like,
And then the Bucks did the same thing
They did.
yeah, they did.
in Green Bay.
Oh, I don't
Bucks
know.
also killed them earlier in that
I think
last
if you,
year too.
I think if you have Aaron Rodgers on your team, you roll out of bed and get 10 wins. Like I think that's like almost a given.
Yeah, 10 wins is.
I think they win 9. And that's just going to be that'll be my
That's
hot
your
take
stand.
for. Yeah, I'm taking a stand. I think they have grown very resentful. I mean, if I'm a Packers fan, I'm not excited about what Aaron Rodgers has said about. I mean, I get. Here's the thing. I get where Aaron Rodgers is coming from when he said, they haven't given. I've asked to be a part of these conversations. Blah blah. They haven't really let me, and it's like, I don't know if I totally buy that.
I just think he's very spurned.
I think it's his attitude about it.
I think he's spurned by Jordan Love. I think that fried his ass, and I think they did not say anything to him when they drafted him. And
They
then-
definitely didn't. I think we've had this conversation on the show before. When it comes to other teams and their franchise quarterbacks, like teams like that have guys like Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, they will go to him most definitely and ask their opinion on rosters and things like that, and what goes on with the offense. I don't think it's same thing. Sean Payton and Drew Brees, they were together on the offense.
I can say that.
I just don't think it's like that with Green Bay.
I can
Or
say
I don't think
that
it's been like that.
now in 2021 that I agree with you. But if you talk about like 2018 Tom Brady, they weren't going to him for roster decisions.
No.
They weren't asking him like, is it okay if we draft this quarterback?
That's
or this
what-
Part of
guy?
the reason why he's not in
That,
New
but
England
don't you
anymore.
think Josh McDaniels and Brady were like,
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not like they treated. They didn't treat Brady better than
Josh
other people.
McDaniels isn't the one going out and making these picks. He's
No.
not going out and making these trade talks. He's not going out and doing. That's Bill. Bill's doing that, and
And
Bill's the one that
that's
doesn't
his
listen.
that was his coach too, and Bill was literally blatantly going out and like, oh, I'm going to draft another quarterback. I want to get rid of Tom Brady. I want Jimmy Garoppolo to start this
Not
year.
blatantly saying that, but like alluding to it.
Reports.
Yeah, he was alluding to it.
I agree with you now for sure, but like if you're looking at like Brady, then I would disagree.
But here's
yeah,
my thing.
maybe
too,
Brady
right?
wasn't a good example, but guys like Mahomes and
Aaron Rodgers has been there since what 2003.
2004 or 5, 2005.
right? So
He
it's
didn't
a
start till
problem.
08, though.
It's a problem now.
Well, I think the better he gets and the longer he's there, he just feels a little bit more entitled each year.
I think he's gotten to be very much of a diva, and
he definitely
He
is.
definitely is, but that press conference, I think he made pretty good points.
I think he did too. But a part of me doesn't buy it because I look at it this way: the owners of Green Bay haven't changed. Has the GM changed?
No. Oh well, they
Not that I
have
know of.
they have Gutekunst, but I think before they had Ted Thompson, but I don't
But how
know.
long ago? Probably 2008.
5 years ago, probably. They
Okay.
switched.
They switched. So, like, if I'm a GM, right? How could I not go to my Hall of Fame quarterback?
It doesn't seem hard, right? Like just have a conversation with
right.
him.
That's what I'm saying. So I think that's
conversation.
very ludicrous.
For 5 minutes.
like,
Hey,
just say,
here's-
"Hey, Aaron, what do you think?"
Seriously.
Right,
Aaron,
Like,
you're the guy that leads the offense on the field every single time we have a game. What do you think
I feel
we should
like
do
that's
here?
like standard procedure for most teams, even with guys that aren't as good. Like I could so see John Gruden going to Derek Carr and having conversations
Oh,
about
yeah.
their offense and who he wants to see. Like, and Derek
I'm
Carr
sure
is
a guy like
nowhere
Gruden
near
wants a
what Aaron
relationship with
Rodgers
their
is.
quarterback.
The other thing too is like with that team. All right, you have Devontae Adams, obviously. What other weapons? I mean, Aaron Jones too. But what other weapons have you done to surround him, like in the passing game? Like your second wide receiver for the last 3 or 4 years has been who? Marquez Valdez
Scantling.
or
Geronimo Allison.
Yeah, Geronimo Allison. Like, and they're bringing back the corpse of Randall Cobb now. Like, just like it's not
I mean,
hard.
when Randall
He's
Cobb
so
was there,
excited
he
to
was
have Randall
good.
Cobb back, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, if Aaron
He
likes
is very old, but I mean,
The only
if
thing
Aaron
he needs
likes
now is
that-
Jordy Nelson to come back.
Yeah, serious. If Aaron likes that though, then like that's fine. But it's like put some more pieces around him. Like I don't know where.
I think it
that
was
was a good point. You talked about them letting Jordy Nelson go after that 1 year. Jordy Nelson came back and caught 13 touchdowns that year, and then he went off to the Raiders. He didn't play very good with the Raiders, but obviously him and Aaron Rodgers had a very
Here's
good
what I
connection.
think, right? This is where I'm looking at it, where I almost don't buy it. Yeah, he did make a lot of good points, but if they're purposefully not putting him in these conversations and shutting him out, and they go and get a quarterback and they're looking for the next thing, like, right? Aaron Rodgers says he was okay with that. He was okay with them moving forward and trying to find a new quarterback. But here's the thing: he's not okay with it. I think he's been very open about his displeasure about that. And granted, they probably could have gotten those picks and gotten, offensive talent or whatever. But here's my thing: if they really are trying to shut him out of these conversations, why sign him back?
That's what I mean.
Why offer him
Because
that long deal to make him the highest paid?
Because they know they made a mistake drafting Jordan Love. They see him in practice every day, and they know
He's not that good.
That's why. And you make your bet, and you should lay in it. Like if you thought so, they basically.
So I think it was a mistake
Well,
signing him for a year.
You have all right, ready? You get blown out by the 49ers, and then you immediately go into the draft a couple months later. You're what? A couple pieces away from getting to the Super Bowl, and you draft a rookie quarterback to back up Aaron Rodgers? That is the stupidest shit I have ever heard in my life. Draft an offensive lineman.
It's embarrassing.
Draft another receiver. If he doesn't want a young receiver, draft a young safety or a cornerback or a linebacker. It's not that hard.
They also didn't make really any effort on the offensive side in free agency either. They did need pieces.
They
in the
don't spend
defense.
money. That team does not spend money. I don't think.
No,
I've
they don't.
Ever
They don't
seen
spend money.
I don't think I've ever seen them sign anyone for more than like a 2-year deal in free agency.
And like what Aaron Rodgers talked about the recruiting side, nobody wants to go play in Green Bay.
He said that out loud, and I agree with him.
When they have a
and
good
he goes,
defensive,
they want to come play with me, and I think he's 100% correct. I don't think that was a cocky statement. That was 100% a fact.
It is.
And you know
without
what the
Aaron
thing-
Rodgers, Green Bay on paper is the worst place to go play.
I am not an Aaron Rodgers fan whatsoever.
Me neither. I think
Neither am I.
At the same time, everything he said so far has been true. Every hard feeling that he has for the organization, I feel, is justified. And I really think if he's smart, he leaves after this season. I thought he was going to
Why
leave.
didn't he leave this season?
Well, that's the thing.
The
Well,
trade. Everything.
I don't
didn't wanna trade him.
I don't. Well, no, I don't think he wanted to force his way out of there. He has
he was a free agent.
no.
They didn't necessarily have
No,
to.
he was still under contract.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
he
under
was?
contract.
Okay.
He did not want to force his way out of there and look like the bad guy. He has a soft spot in his heart for Green Bay. He took over after Favre. It's been his organization for 15 years. The problem is he would have been better off in a Denver, if somehow the Rams got him. I know that sounds unrealistic, but like a team like that, if he goes to a team
Or
like
Miami,
that,
they were in the mix.
Miami, thank you. Like a team that is desperately looking for a quarterback.
And you know that if it was on the table, the Rams would have much rather have him over Matt Stafford.
They would have given
Any
up
team would.
7 first-round picks for Sean McVay and Aaron Rodgers.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, all right. All right, okay.
That's
Like,
a cheat code.
so, saying everything that I said, I still think they have a good season. I don't think they go anywhere past like the first or second round of the playoffs. I'm taking the over, not fully supporting it, but I think they go over 10 wins. I think this is their last run together though, for sure.
All right. So you took the over, I took the under.
The Minnesota Vikings,
Our favorite team.
are definitely the podcast favorite team for sure.
You guys maybe.
Is it 9.5?
Antonio,
Is it 7.5?
9.
They were bad last year.
They were.
I don't think they're going to be that bad.
They were very well. Their defense was very bad last year. They had,
And that's very odd for them.
we have Mike Zimmer, and Mike Zimmer hates like bad defenses. Like he's a defensive-minded head coach. I love this over. Kirk Cousins is playing for a contract. I don't think that their defense is going to be that bad again. You got all of your pieces back on offense. You got Dalvin Cook. You got Adam Thielen. You got Justin Jefferson taking a step.
So he's in
in
a
here too.
contract year?
Yep.
That monster contract is up?
And you
What the
That's
fuck?
right,
Okay, maybe this is their chance to get out of it.
you
like that was...
you know he wants more money. Like obviously. So
And if I'm the Vikings, I don't give it to him.
yeah, but what is Kirk Cousins really good at? Just deceiving you. And
He
wants,
might be the biggest con artist to ever live.
I don't want to say I see no scenario where they don't go over 9 wins, but I feel very confident in them going over. 9
I'm
wins
with
this
Sal
year.
on this. They're not going to be a what? They won 5-6 games last year.
Yeah, or no, they won a little bit more than that.
They won. You know what? Maybe they were garbage for a while. I think they won on like a little winning.
7-9. They finished last year. Are they gonna do? So are they gonna win at least 2 more games with 1 extra game? I say absolutely. Mm-hmm. I think that's.
Yeah, I'm gonna take her on that.
I think that's free. I think
as much as I hate Kirk Cousins, you're so right.
Out of all of the ones we've said so far,
He's gonna win like a big game too. They're gonna be Green Bay or the Buccaneers or something. Like they're gonna like pull out a win somehow, and it's just gonna be so.
They have a
Kirk
pretty
Cousins,
They have a pretty interesting schedule too. Like
It's gonna and it's gonna
they
be
play teams
like
like the
prime
Colts,
time,
the Browns, Cardinals.
prime time Kirk Cousins.
I was listening to Nick Wright, and Nick Wright is not my favorite person.
I hate.
He
that
could be the
guy.
worst.
Just listen. He made a good point, and it made me think of you.
Why?
Carson Wentz.
Is really bad.
Well, he definitely said that, but he said how many NFL players can get away with being fragile emotionally and physically. Normally, it's one or the other. Either you have a lot of
Andrew
injuries. Andrew Luck towards the end of his career was getting hurt a lot, but during the beginning of his career, he was. I wouldn't say he was
I think
fragile
he was
mentally.
pretty fragile. Physically he was, and that made him
Fragile
mentally.
mentally. So here's the thing: he doesn't want to compete. He wants the job all to himself. But then when he gets hurt, he gets butthurt that like other people are taking his reps and like they're.
And how crazy is it too that like, okay, so he had Nick Foles, but at the time Nick Foles wasn't like gunning for his job, and no one was saying, "Ooh, Nick Foles, you should play Nick Foles," because he was playing well. Then he got fragile. Nick Foles goes, wins a Super Bowl, right? Then he's fragile again. They don't really have like a backup after they get rid of Nick Foles. They don't really have anybody. Then they get Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts comes in and looks really good. Then Carson Wentz leaves.
And now he gets hurt again.
And he's still fragile. Do they have a backup?
I saw something yesterday that said Phillip Rivers.
He knows that they don't have anything to move on from. So he can come back next year and do the same shit. He can come back next year and be like, yeah, guys, I'm ready to play. And then he'll play 2 weeks and get hurt again. He's like, I actually really just want to get a check in the mail and go farm. He's like, I want to go grow vegetables.
Phillip Rivers said he's not 100% closed the door on returning to the Colts.
I think that made sense for a couple of weeks. I think out of any of their options, it's like, why not bring Phillip back?
Yeah, they won
Where did
11
Jacoby
games
Brissett
with
go?
him
Did
last
they get
year,
rid
and
of
they
him?
went to the playoffs. So
Where did he go?
Where did Jacoby Brissett go? Because I don't think he's signed right now. Is he?
I don't know.
Can we Google that?
I
really
Where's
wanna
Nick
know.
Foles at right now? Is he with?
Nick Foles is still in Chicago, right?
Yeah,
He
he's
is
the
still with the
third.
Bears?
He's the third stringer on the Bears.
What if?
Didn't they talk about him going to the Eagles?
What if? Don't you mean the Colts?
Ooh, the Dolphins. I like that.
Oh, Nick Foles.
Jacoby
is?
Brissett?
No, Jacoby Brissett.
Okay, I like that.
I hate Tua.
So if Tua does bad and Jacoby Brissett, Jacoby Brissett loves coming in and
Jacoby
winning like 3 games.
Brissett. No, Jacoby Brissett is the perfect 24th quarterback in the NFL. Like he will come
He's
in
very good at being mediocre.
steady, very steady.
Yeah.
He won't
throw an interception,
But
if he
he's-
does one a game, but
you know
he'll
what he's
throw
really
for
good
180
at?
yards.
He's really good at understanding his limitations. He's very good
Oh,
at that.
yeah.
He doesn't come in and try to sling the ball like Jameis does. He just comes in and just slings it.
He's the complete opposite of Jameis. You think about Jameis and think about the complete opposite.
He's very
Jacoby
good at
Brissett.
going, okay, what do we need? If you just need me to run the ball, we'll run the ball. If you need me to throw some short slants, we'll throw some short slants.
If you want me to
He
air it
doesn't-
out, I will. But it's not like he's
That's why I love Jacoby
I feel like
Brissett.
every Jacoby Brissett stat line is 180 yards, one
It's
touchdown, one
It's
interception.
16. It's
And it
16 for
works.
25.
Yeah, 60.
And it works.
100
Maybe 16 for 20.
Yeah. And then he's 80 yards rushing too.
Yeah.
Not even. He has 40 yards rushing. But
Yeah,
still.
and he's good out of the pocket. I like Jacoby Brissett. You know what? I love that.
I love that.
I'm gonna get a Jacoby Brissett jersey.
Sal, does that make you a bit higher on the Dolphins?
No,
I'm gonna change your mind.
because they're gonna keep playing Tua. Tua's
Yeah, they will keep
no.
playing Tua. Tua's not good.
Beat that dead
Tua could be 0-5 and have 74 interceptions, and they'd be like, "All right, Tua, get back out there."
I don't think he's
All
good.
right, kid, we'll go get him this week.
Antonio, he is so bad, and maybe it's just
I didn't
one-
understand it in college.
It's hard to say after.
Why was he the consensus bet? Obviously he wasn't the first. Was he the first quarterback off the board in the draft?
No,
Okay, no, he wasn't.
because he was hurt. Remember? He
Bo.
got
That's right.
Bo Juro.
Bo
Oh,
Juro.
right.
I gotta stop
but
doing
going,
that, Joe Burrow.
Going through that whole year, for some reason,
Juro.
everyone was like,
No, don't
"This is
stop.
the consensus first pick. Tua is gonna be the first pick." I'm like, why?
Well, yeah. Then he broke his hip, and then everyone's like, "He's still top 5." It's
Why?
That's why I didn't understand when Justin Fields fell.
What?
Justin Fields
where were
is
the
really
where were the
good.
Patriots in that? Come on, you really want to stand pat and take Matt Jones? He literally, when he was walking to the podium to go get his jersey, I was like, he's not.
I shut it off.
I was not happy either. I can tell you that much.
Mac Jones looks like me. With my shirt off, if I stood next to Mac Jones, I'd feel good about myself.
Okay,
I'd be
you
like-
could say the same thing about 20-year-old Tom Brady.
Fair.
No,
His
Mac
draft-
Jones is fat.
No, 20-year-old Tom Brady was fat too.
Yeah.
No, he was scrawny as shit.
You seen the videos of him running?
And Tom Brady was in the 9th round,
So,
Mac-
Tom Brady's 40 time was not good.
right? Mac Jones is was the first round. He's the guy.
I just wanted Justin.
He was the
Fields.
guy at Alabama.
I really just, as a Patriots fan, I just wanted
That's why I
Justin
never
Fields.
got, bro. If I could throw to Devontae Smith and throw 40 touchdowns.
That's why you shouldn't draft an Alabama quarterback.
I don't like Alabama quarterback. I mean, Mac Jones, for some reason, I like him a little bit more than the past 3 guys that have been there.
Why?
But I don't know. No, because the Patriots got. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know.
I think low key.
No, he's
Tua's better than Mac Jones
He's
and was better at Alabama.
Oh, at
No.
Alabama, probably, but at this, I don't know.
Tua didn't have Devontae Smith.
Yes, he did.
What, for 1 year?
Yeah, or 2 years maybe.
Well, Tua was.
2 was the year before Mac. He had Devontae Smith for sure. He had Devontae Smith.
Was it?
He had,
was
listen
a
to me.
freshman, though?
He had No, I think he was a sophomore. He had Devontae Smith. He had Henry Ruggs,
Ruggs and what's his Jerry Judy.
Jerry Jeudy, and Jalen Waddle.
Okay, Tua's bad.
I could have thrown to them.
Okay, well, that kind of shits on my whole argument. But I mean, if I had a fucking Devontae Smith to throw to, I'd be pretty fucking. Good too.
I'm all set with Tua. I'm just
too.
if he
And I'm also with Mac Jones. We're taking a stand today. on the Underdog Sports podcast against Alabama quarterbacks.
I'm
We don't like them.
I'm
don't like him.
I'm 1.5 feet out the door on Matt Jones before he even starts a game. He can pull me back into the room for sure, but I'm already most of the way out.
I don't think he's the future.
He's a pocket passer. That's not where the NFL is going. He's a statue.
Aw.
They need Deshaun Watson.
How good are pocket passers?
They need
though?
Washawn Dotson. That's who they need.
Like a good pocket passer? You're like, yes.
I gotta steer this shit back a little bit. We got so far off the Vikings.
we were talking about the
We
Vikings.
were talking about the Vikings.
Well, how do we get off that?
It was Kirk Cousins, and then it was a
Fuck
tsunami
Kirk
after.
Cousins.
Yeah,
We're taking
and
a stand against Kirk
emotionally,
Cousins, too.
emotionally sensitive quarterbacks.
Oh yes, you're right. Actually,
Okay, because you were talking about Nick Wright.
So hold on.
Wait, did you ever say? What
Yeah,
Nick
no,
Wright
he didn't
said?
finish what Nick Rice
No,
said.
he said how can you have a quarterback that's emotionally?
Oh,
and
so he basically said, "How can you keep getting away with this?"
yeah.
I don't know.
He said he was good for 3 months 4 years ago. And
Yes. Okay, Nick Wright, I really don't like you, but thank you for finally saying some facts. Okay.
he said he doesn't understand like why people keep pandering to him.
That is
basically.
that is a fact. But most of the stuff that he says on TV is probably worse than every other sports personality person on TV.
Yeah, him and Max Kellerman are really bad.
Max Kellerman's so bad.
Max Kellerman's so bad,
but we
they
know
do it. They
Nick
do it
Wright's
for
the thing.
views. They do it.
They
for
do
views.
it for
Max
views.
Kellerman does it for views. A part of me feels like Nick Wright is completely serious.
No, Nick Wright is dead serious when he talks. Nick Wright is 50-50. Sometimes I listen to him and I'm like, he's fine. And sometimes I listen to him and I'm like, I don't know.
There
about
is
that one.
somebody on Fox Sports that is like literally like stupid. Like he's slow. What's
Rob
it?
Parker.
Rob Parker.
Yes, Rob Parker.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Rob Parker.
I met Rob Parker once.
All right. So like on list of
And
like
he was just
I was gonna
as
say it's not
stupid.
Chris Broussard. It's the other guy.
I was on
Rob
Melrose
Parker is
Ave
the worst. I see him
in
come
Los
on to.
Angeles.
I see him come on to Colin Cowherd or Undisputed, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
he literally comes on and is like, Tom Brady's the luckiest quarterback ever. He sucks. Blah
Yeah,
blah.
they're like, guys, do we have like a slow day today? And they're like, yeah. They're like, all right, get Rob in here.
I've no, literally, I'd see him on TV. I'm like, they just feel bad for him. That's
I
why
don't
we're
really
putting
like
him
Eric
on.
Dickerson either. All the people that they bring on FS1 are so bad.
That's a good take.
I've gotten so tired of all these sports guys on TV.
Yeah, no,
a lot
I think
of
a
them.
lot of people have gotten tired of them.
I pretty much watch Colin Cowherd, and
He's the only one I
That's
can
it.
tolerate.
I love that you love him because I love him.
I love Colin
I
Cowherd.
love, that's the only. That's honestly one of the only sports shows I watch
Colin
now.
Cowherd? And a lot of people do the same thing with Max Kellerman where they say like, oh, he has bad takes. The only thing that he does that separates him from everyone else, he states when he's right and when he's wrong. He has that segment.
We're
Yeah.
calling us right. We're calling us wrong. Yeah.
What other
He still
personality
stands
admits
really like stuck in the mud on his like Baker Mayfield things and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
that's become more of a meme, I think.
It
to
is
him.
more of a meme.
But I think that like he is the only person that actually admits when he's wrong. It's like no one else does that.
Yeah. Everyone hates when they like get called on their.
It's
BS.
because that's the only like sports TV show now that is more of like a radio style show.
Yeah, and he doesn't.
And that's what's
need
better. I think
guests.
sports radio is a lot better than sports TV.
Do you know how impressive it is to like sit there for 3 hours and just like capture the audience? Like obviously
Yeah.
people don't sit there for 3 hours and listen to the whole
And
thing.
obviously he has.
There used to be
guests,
a
like,
lot
he
more
gets
shows
Nick
like
Wright
that,
and-
but now every sports show is First Take Part 2.
That drives me nuts.
Yeah,
'cause
I
it's-
like that. I don't have to sit there and watch Colin Cowherd shout
Yeah.
at somebody for
Yeah.
3 hours. Like,
First
he
Take was
actually
fun.
like talks and has.
First Take was fun when it came out, and then every
show was like,
followed the
oh,
format.
let's do that. That's
I like Get Up. Get
He's
Up.
like the Howard Stern of the sports radio.
He
Or,
is.
like the sports.
I think he's a huge Howard Stern fan too. Colin Cowherd.
He is like Howard Stern in my opinion. Howard Stern doesn't have to have people on. He just sits there and talks.
I love Colin Cowherd. I don't know what it is. I listen to him like there's like YouTube clips. I listen to him every day.
Yeah, same.
Vikings, I'm taking the over though. After all of that.
Yep. Over on the Vikes.
What was it again?
9.
Over.
I wonder what Kirk Cousins MVP odds are. That's something I might look.
Shut up.
No.
Nope.
You don't know the power of a guy that wants to get paid.
Sal, you're not gonna bet that. You know it.
You're not betting that.
If
It's
you're-
probably plus like 3,000. It's probably like something.
If
crazy.
it's
That's
that
what he's
lo-
looking for. Nolan.
No, if it's that low, no. If it's like 50 to 1 or more, I would probably throw like $30 on it. You're
it might be around that.
if you're telling me it's like 50 to 1 and I can throw 30 on it to win like 1,500 on like why can't Kirk Cousins come out and just ball out all year?
Is Adam
I'll do you a
Thielen
favor
gonna have
and
another
take 30
monster
bucks
year?
from you and flush it down the toilet? if you want to just go do that.
I don't know. I think if that team goes 12-5 or 13-4 and he has a killer season, why can't he win MVP? I think they're going to be that good. That's why I would do that.
They have been that good with him in the past.
The problem is there's a guy named Bomb Trady that
You think he's winning MVP?
if he goes back to back.
Well, all right, hold on.
absolutely.
We'll pick that after because I actually want to do that.
They announced the MVP before the Super Bowl, so that wouldn't matter.
Doesn't matter if he's in the Super Bowl. If they get back to the Super Bowl,
Bears.
no,
I'm with that.
no.
What's your guess?
The only good thing is that they have Justin Fields.
No,
but
I
they're
already
gonna
know.
make him look really bad. They're gonna make him look really bad.
It's either 8 or 8.5. It's no more, no less than either of those.
It's probably. Is it less?
I'm
than
wrong.
That? It's
I
probably
can't believe
less
I'm
than
wrong.
that. It's probably like 7.5.
7.5.
See, I'm good. Look at me. Like
That's a good number because they're probably going 7 and 10.
Also under.
Yeah, under.
they're gonna make Justin Fields
You know,
look so bad.
All right. You want to talk about bad coaches? Matt Nagy's a bad coach.
They're gonna fuck
I
around.
do
and
not buy Matt Nagy.
They're gonna fuck around. Where did Mitch Trubisky go? Is he still there?
So all you gotta do is look at.
Where did Mitch Trubisky go?
Is he still there? He's still there. I think.
No, he's not.
He's not.
Where'd he go?
Did he sign with someone?
Why can't I think of where he went?
It's hard to. Keep
Is he
track
out
of
west?
Is he on the Bills?
Is he shaking out west?
I think he's on the Bills.
No way. He's on the Bills. Why would the Bills sign him?
Who's their backup?
He is on the Bills. What the hell?
Okay, so they have Nick
Wow,
Foles.
Josh Allen gets hurt. MVP Mitch Trubisky.
Oh, ew. Gross, dude. That's disgusting.
Nope, that's not happening.
What are Mitch
Some-
Trubisky's MVP odds?
You know what Matt Nagy would do though?
I don't know.
He would fuck around and start Nick Foles.
He probably
and be
will.
like, "Oh, Nick Foles is gonna teach
I just
Justin
think
Fields."
I just think this team is like not. They're not built for now, and they're not built for later.
This could be Nagy's last year.
It has to be now. Last year should have been Nagy's last year.
he might get fired in the middle of this
Well,
year.
I could see that. First coach fired. I would maybe say Matt Nagy. I'm not even joking.
I like that.
Why if they start off the year 2-6, they're calling for his head. They're saying Matt Nagy, get out of here. And I could. Well, if you have Andy Dalton starting week 1 or week 2 or week 3, like whenever they decide to fucking.
How about that though? I mean, now I'm
Come
trying
on.
to think of all the coaches.
They're gonna start Andy Dalton.
Oh, I know that, but I thought he paused
The
and like, oh, they're
coaches-
starting Andy Dalton. Maybe
No,
they'll be
the
better.
coaches are like really diluted now. Like, there's not really that many bad. Like we looked at like last year, we were like Adam Gase is obviously terrible, Matt Nagy's terrible. We looked at Anthony Lynn.
Oh my god, Anthony Lynn was so bad.
Like we looked at them and we're like, wow, they're so bad. Now I feel like there's not. I mean, I guess there's a lot of new coaches too. So
Pat
everything
Shermer
I'm-
was the worst coach ever.
right. So like, I think there's a lot of good coaches now. So like the really bad coaches are gonna look really bad, and I think Matt Nagy's
really bad. Really bad.
Really bad.
I'm all set with them. I'm definitely taking the under.
Under.
All right. So I said the Vikings was my favorite. This is actually my real favorite.
Oh no, not the Lions.
The Lions.
Huh.
What is your guess?
6.5.
How many wins did they have last season? Was it 5 or 6? It's probably 5 or 6.
The Lions had 5 wins last year. They also have an extra game this year.
Is it 7?
4.5.
Over.
Easy over. Easy.
Wait, why is it 4?
I don't care.
I don't care either. They're better.
No. Let's really think about
All right,
this.
So they
4.5.
Wow,
is
the Bears are
ridiculous.
getting last place.
Yeah.
They suck.
Yeah, the Bears suck. Ready? Hold on. Listen to me.
Let's really think about this.
They
though.
have Dan Campbell, and everyone thinks Dan Campbell because he's some like steroid head is just going to be the worst coach ever.
Yeah, did you see when he said how many? Like his
I drink
coffee? He drinks
two
like
espresso
5 gallons
shots.
of fucking. He drinks like 5 gallons of coffee with 2 espresso shots.
I think teams like that. So again, first year head coach narrative. I'm not saying they're always good, but I do like that sometimes. There are
And
definitely
I like
teams.
that he's fired up.
So that's the thing. It's like Matt Patricia came in there and he's like, this is a slave camp.
He's like, I'm fat.
This is a slave camp. You're gonna do how the Patriots did it, but we're not gonna be good at all. And everyone was like, what? Like, what is the point of this? At least Dan Campbell's in there, and he's like, let's run through a motherfucker. Like, that's literally what he's saying to his team. Yeah. And everyone's like, yeah, let's go.
Like, I want to play for that.
Like imagine what he's like when you show up to work every morning. Like, you're probably like,
he must be like an intense guy.
oh yeah,
he's
probably a crackhead, but at the same time, you're probably like, this is awesome. Like
you ever meet those people that are just like, you see them and all the time they're just ready. Like, they're ready to fucking.
Oh yeah,
go.
that's him.
Like, dude never is tired.
I love that over. I might bet the Lions every game next season.
I do love the over, and I like Jared Goff a bit more than you guys do. I don't think he's
Jared
great,
Goff.
but
No,
But okay,
Jared Goff is,
hot take: Matt Stafford would do a lot better with him as a coach than Jared Goff.
Oh yeah, well, Jared Goff is just bad.
Jared Goff is like
He's
what
not
you said when
bad.
Matt Patricia came in. Like, Jared Goff's gonna come in and be like, "All right, guys, I'm gonna throw the football. we're gonna do some cool stuff."
oh wow,
Like he did that at the Rams. Like,
Well-
Geronimo Allison is not on the Packers anymore. He is on the Lions.
Yeah.
and they have DeAndre Swift.
They do have DeAndre Swift.
Love DeAndre Swift.
and Jamal Williams, but he's kind of
No, Jamal Williams
Jamal
is
Williams is
fat.
gross.
Who's
Don't throw any
that?
of those Packers
Hawkinson.
names at me.
They're tight on.
Galloway.
No, he's on the
Galladay?
Giants.
Galladay.
Galladay.
T.J. Hawkinson.
TJ Hawkinson is good. Who's their wide receiver?
Galladay, who's on the Giants. I don't know. They don't even have Marvin Jones anymore. I don't know. Do they have a wide receiver?
No, they really don't.
They don't have.
It's-
They don't have Amendola either. They literally have nobody.
It's Geronimo
I don't
Allison,
give a
Rashad
sh-
Perriman, and
Rashad Perriman's
Crap.
not bad.
still, I still think it's better than with an extra game. It's still better than
can't-
4 games. We're not saying they're going to be good or make the.
No,
playoffs
they're
or
gonna run
anything.
the ball 45 times next season. Are they not? Every play's gonna be a
DeAndre
handoff.
Swift is gonna get some touches.
He might be a good fantasy pickup. For
I think
sure.
he's gonna. I'm really.
He was a good
looking at him
fantasy
in
pickup last year.
Yeah, he was pretty good. I mean, towards the end of the season, he was pretty good. I'm gonna go over. I don't like it as after thinking a little bit. I don't love it as much as I did originally, but it's definitely an over.
That's why I said we gotta really think about this.
It's all. I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta do
going
this.
6-11.
It's the same number of wins you need to get to with an extra game next year. I'm gonna say that they can repeat what they did last year at least. I'm going over
Yeah, so they're saying they go 4-13.
or worse.
Over.
Yeah, they're better than that.
It's gotta be over.
They are better than that.
Ooh, Sal.
What?
So
Minnesota, Green Bay, Chicago.
no,
Detroit, Chicago.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm
Detroit
gonna
and
go
Chicago
with the same
are
as
probably both
Sal.
around like 6 games.
I'm gonna go the same with Sal.
You're
Because,
taking Minnesota
Yeah.
to win the division?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm taking Green Bay to win the
I'm
division.
low on Green Bay.
I'm so high on the Vikings this year. I hope Kirk Cousins is a shithead.
I'm not doing it because I'm high on Vikings. I'm doing it because I'm low on Green Bay.
Fair.
Green Bay, Vikings, Detroit, and then that shitty team, Chicago.
Yeah,
That shitty team.
a really shitty team. I think
the-
Justin Fields is going to be good, though, in the future, not this coming year.
The best division in all of football and the best division I've seen in quite a while, the NFC West.
What a ridiculous division.
The Los Angeles Rams win total is set at
9.5.
10.
10.5.
We both went.
See, all right. Stafford learning the new offense.
Tiptoe through the window.
That's a good number.
You all right? You
Take the under.
you gotta play. So me and you were very, very low on them last year. We both said that they sucked. And
I said they were going to make the playoffs.
And Antonio said they were gonna make the playoffs and they were gonna go over. So
So what do you think this time?
what do you think? Yeah, literally, what do you think right now?
I think that is an outstanding number because I think 11-6. Their defense is really good, and I'm thinking like 11-6, 12-5 area for them. I think they win the division. I'm gonna go over.
The problem is pull a name out of a hat and any of these 4 teams to win the division.
Absolutely.
This one's hard, man. These are all gonna be hard. So all right, so let's weigh some pros and some cons. Stafford is an upgrade from Goff, 100%.
I think it's just I don't know. we could debate all day about who's better. I think it's just a new look from the Rams.
You don't think Stafford is that much better than Goff?
I mean, he's older. Hasn't been to a Super Bowl.
I mean, Jared Goff.
He's put up
last year.
He's put up
But Jared
stats
Goff-
to his career.
Jared Goff has been known to throw the deep ball, though.
Jared Barf.
Listen. We all know how I feel about Jared Goff, right? And we all know how I feel about Matt Stafford. I think like they're not like
Stafford's healthy.
it's
He's
not
normally
like
throwing more than
100,
like
it's
25
not like
touchdowns.
A crazy upgrade.
I'm taking the under. Matt Stafford is just a 500 quarterback. He's going like 9-8 or 8-9 this year. I'm saying that right now.
I mean, I don't know. I just think it's a new look for the Rams. You look at their coach is a lot better, right?
When has Stafford ever made the playoffs? And I did he's on the Lions, but like what? He made it 1 year and then lost in the first round.
They blew the division lead that year too. That was the run the table year for the Packers.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers
they went to the
dying.
playoffs.
Yeah,
They were like 9-4.
This is gonna suck. I don't know.
I'm taking the under. I just think it's too many wins in that division.
I think so too.
I'm over
Because-
over in the Rams.
I don't know. So we're low on the Rams again.
I'm
It's
over.
the same thing as last year. We're
It is the
wrong
same thing
again.
as last year.
And I like Sean McVay. He's a really good coach.
Obviously, you don't.
I do.
All right, well, here's where I'm going to differ than both of you, I think. 49ers.
Is it 12?
It's got to be at 9.5.
10.5.
Ooh,
I'm taking the over.
ooh,
I think you're both going to take the under.
that.
I think their roster's phenomenal, and I think
With Garrett
I think
Garoppolo?
I think Kyle Shannon. Well, the thing is now
Trey Lance.
All right,
He's
yeah.
giving him a run for his money.
All
That's
right,
what I'm hearing.
Well, Garoppolo comes out, fine. Put Trey Lance in. I have a lot of faith in Trey Lance, and not only that, I think Kyle Shanahan is probably the best play caller in the NFL. And who'd they draft? They drafted Trey Sermon from Ohio State, who I think is really good. They already have Mostert. They have Tevin Coleman still, I think. No,
Jets have Tevin Coleman.
I mean, it doesn't
Which
matter.
is gross.
At that point, you still have two good running backs. Their defense has always been good. They got rid of old ass Richard Sherman last year. Like, I think out of any team in this,
they got rid of Kenyon Drake.
they never had Kenny Drake. That was
Arizona.
They're the hardest
Same-
team, I think.
Same colors.
I think they're the hardest team to read in the division. They are most certainly not going to be bad at all. And, if they win the division,
They were
I think
riddled by injuries.
I think everything goes the right way for San Francisco. They can go back to the Super Bowl.
I think-
absolutely.
I think everything that could have gone wrong for that team last year did, and they still won 6 games. Add another game onto their season. Add another year under Kyle Shanahan. I'm taking the over.
I think
You
I'm
convinced me.
I think I'm flipping my second place teams. I'm with you there now. I'm going to take over on San Francisco.
All right, so we all agree.
The Seattle Seahawks.
9
8.5.
10.
under. Shit.
He's not happy about that.
No, because I was expecting to go under on. Well, I don't know what I was expecting with San Francisco. I don't know what to expect in this
They
division.
gotta go under because every year they're the luckiest team I've ever seen. They love winning like 3-point
Yeah,
games
dude,
or
they're-
4-point games, and they do it like 5 times a year.
I'm not going the way that I expected with this division. Their passing attack looked like garbage second half of the year last year. Not good at all.
I don't think Russell. So I texted you guys after the Rams game. I don't know if you remember this, and I said Russell Wilson is leaving soon, and you guys both laughed at me. I think he's out next year. I thought he was gonna be out this year. I think he's out next year. I think he's gone. I don't think he wants to be in Seattle. And you know
Where
where
does he go though? That's a better system.
your mind might explode a little bit. Daniel Jones doesn't work out. The Giants.
I love you, Sal.
I could so see that too. I think that's like the perfect fit for him. Him and Saquon. and-
Wow.
yeah.
Hit that big. He likes his big receivers. You got Galladay there now.
I think that works out for him. I'm not saying he definitely goes to the Giants, but I think if they have a bad season, miss the playoffs, don't meet expectations, I think Russell wants out after this year. And he kind of already wanted out, but I definitely think he'll request a trade. Under.
I'm going under, but they're gonna win 8 games at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I don't. Think,
And that's gonna.
I don't think they're gonna bottom out, but
And that's gonna be last place in that division. 8 games.
Over.
over.
I think they have a tried and true system. And I think Pete Carroll knows what he's doing. He's almost like a guy that like You don't think he can figure it out, but he figures it out.
Fair.
And I think that they're going to figure it
It's
out.
a lot of shit.
He does.
And,
I don't like. I think after the whole Super Bowl thing with the Patriots, I think that really kind of set people off. He did have a good point about
People have been low on him
here's
the past
thing about
couple
that
years, I
Super
feel
Bowl.
like.
I blame Russell Wilson more than I blame Pete Carroll. Russell Wilson has to know what situation that was. You're supposed to go out to you're supposed to throw it to the corner in that play. You don't throw it to the inside. Ever.
Right in the middle, man.
He was supposed to throw that ball away.
I still don't believe that happened. Like,
right? Like it's a crazy thing, and people were like, "Why wouldn't you run the ball? Why wouldn't you do this?" They're like, I understand the play call. Russell Wilson made the wrong decision.
Well, the thing is that play is designed for the slant. Like that whole play is designed for the slant.
And here's exactly my point, Sal. It could have went very south for the Falcons Super Bowl with the Patriots. If you do remember, they threw a fade on 2nd and goal
and almost got it picked.
Got it picked.
Yeah, no, they did.
Listen to me. That is a play that they do when everyone thinks you're going to run it. So you throw a fade, but you have to throw the fade.
Mm-hmm.
You don't throw it to the inside guy who gets picked, right? Russell Wilson didn't see it, threw it on the inside, it got picked. You're supposed to just throw it away if the fade isn't there.
So
that was my whole thing with that.
You're taking the over though.
Yeah, I think they're a really good team, and I love.
I mean,
I love DK Metcalf.
Yeah, you do.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean,
He's so good.
You're right
dude.
about
It's
You're right
crazy.
about their system. I just don't think that team is like all that good. Their defense.
I think as long as
No,
Russell
but even
Wilson is
last year,
there,
I would say the same thing. They're not all that good, but they still found a way to win a decent
as
amount
long
of
as
games.
Russell Wilson is there and they're playing good, that team always has a chance to win the division.
fair.
They're never like you said, they're never going to bottom out.
No, I
They're
don't.
never going to win less than 8 games.
I could see them going like 7-10, 8-9, but that's only because
That's
division,
the bottom, though.
Yeah, that's only because their division is that good. It's like they could definitely lose. They hate playing San Francisco. I feel like every time they hate playing.
No, they hate
Los
playing
Angeles.
Arizona.
No, Los Angeles. They lose to Los Angeles like every time they play.
They lose to Arizona every time they play in Arizona too.
Yeah, no, they love that. Well, speaking of Arizona,
See, but now I'm torn.
That's what I
because
mean. I'm having second thoughts on everything in this division.
no, I feel pretty confident where I am.
I got to be low on one of these teams.
Not really.
What team was I low on?
Have you been low on one yet? I was expecting to be lower.
I said over on San Francisco. I said over on Seahawks.
You said under on the Rams, no? We both said under.
Okay, yeah. Rams suck. Arizona, good.
I was expecting to come in here and say, "Wow, Arizona's going to be the
Kyler
best
Murray?
last place
Good.
team of all time, winning 8 games." But now I'm thinking, oh, they might be better than
Oh.
maybe better than Seattle. They match up real well with
So
Seattle.
what's Arizona's then?
Ooh,
Is it 8, 8.5?
8.5. I should let you guys know.
Yeah, I know he started to kind of say it.
Man, because I could so see them winning 9 or 10 games.
It's hard to pick this whole division. Like I could pick one team out and be like over, but like saying each one, it's like
I'm
right.
gonna take
All right.
the over on
And they're
that
so good
because
at setting the lines that like it's
yeah.
you're like holy shit, because like you could so see them winning 9 games.
I definitely can.
You
I
could
think
so see them winning 10 games.
I
Well,
think they're gonna be above 500,
you
so
could
that's
so
why
see
I
them
gotta
winning
take
8
the over
games.
there.
What's the worst they do this year?
8 games.
What's the worst win total they have this year if
6.
people stay healthy?
6.
If people stay healthy, what's the worst win total they have? Oh, 8.
So you
I
got
said
to
6 or 7.
you got to take the over at that point.
Yeah, I think the same.
I mean, you
I
just
think
do.
they
I
are a
think
winning
Rams get
football
last
team,
place.
and at 8.5, you would have to take the over.
I'm gonna have a tough time ranking these teams. I'm gonna go over, but I'm gonna go barely over. Like just like I think they go 9 and 8.
Okay, I like that.
Ranked in
So-
order. NFC West. Nolan, take it away.
This sucks, dude. So I already said over on San Fran.
Yep.
I'm going to change that. I'm going to go under on San Fran. And I'm going to go Seahawks, Cardinals, San Fran, Rams.
Wow.
That's going to be my thing. I just had a revelation.
Antonio.
San Francisco, Los Angeles, Arizona, and Seattle.
All right, so we disagree heavily on this one.
San Francisco. Is it Los Angeles? They have to
It's
be.
Los Angeles.
No, it is. It's
They're making the playoffs.
It's San Francisco, Los Angeles,
Seahawks and Arizona are where I'm like
Arizona, Seattle.
All right, so we're
where
very
I am.
torn on this one. But that's what I'm going to say.
So
Who comes out?
who comes out of the NFC is the next question.
It's an easy one for me, Bucks.
What do we want to do? There's 7 teams. Do we want to, pick our playoff teams or
Bucks.
Well, we got our division winners, so
we do have our
Bucks.
division winners? So, oh yeah, we all do everything.
I just keep saying Bucks.
I mean, why wouldn't it be the Bucks? Personally, yeah, I think it's the Bucks, but I'm gonna.
So we look at these teams. This is what I looked at last year. We look at these teams, and individually, they're very good. Like, San Fran has a really good roster. Arizona has a really good roster. Seattle has a really good roster. Green Bay,
All these
Buccaneers.
teams.
But you look at the Buccaneers, and just their team in general is so far ahead of every other team. Right? San Fran is coming off of a year that was very underwhelming. They had a lot of injuries, right? They have a lot more to prove. The Buccaneers are just going full steam ahead.
I hate to say it because they're the 2 defending champs. There's a lot of really good teams in the NFC that can make noise, go deep in the playoffs. But there's really only 2 teams I can see winning the conference, and that's San Francisco and Tampa Bay. Because if there's one team I think in the playoffs that match up really well with Tampa Bay, I think it's San Francisco.
I would agree with that, actually.
And you look at this too, like Tampa Bay is the only team that has a solid
I'm just
foundation.
I'm pissed right now. I don't know who's coming out of the NFC.
No,
The Tampa Bay is the only team that has a solid foundation. Like you look at what San Fran came off of last year. Seattle's just had this kind of like chaos thing going around, but they still figure it out, but they're not really figuring it out. Then Arizona's still young, still developing. They have a good, exciting team, right? LA, they have a lot going on. They got a new quarterback. They got to fit him in somehow. That's going to take some games to get used to. Tampa Bay is the only team that is just like ready to go.
Green Bay is such the it's
Green
such
Bay
a black
is
sheep.
just a shit box because of.
I mean, you think they're gonna be bad? They're the black sheep of the heavy hitting contenders in the NFC.
Is that what they want you to think, though?
It is. Every year it's like, oh yeah, Green Bay's a 2-3 seed, but they're not going to the Super Bowl.
It's such an oxymoron.
All right,
They're
ready?
Like, like, wow, they're so good, but they're not going to the Super Bowl.
Nobody from the East is coming out of the NFC. Let's call what it is. The only team from the North that can come out of the NFC is the Packers. The only team from the South that can come out of the NFC is the Buccaneers. So that rules out like 3/4 of the conference. I don't think the Cardinals make it. I don't think the Seahawks make it. So
The Rams have been there recently.
LA could.
They have experienced guys on the team. It's the least likely.
I don't want to say the Rams because I just genuinely don't believe that. I guess I'm going to say the 49ers. And I said this last year too. I would put all of my trust in Kyle Shanahan. I think he's that good of a coach.
You want to know what my thing is too? With Jimmy Garoppolo is people aren't as high on Jimmy Garoppolo as they are Carson Wentz, but in the same way, he's fragile.
See, my whole thing though is
he's fragile.
With Trey Lance there though, I don't care. Like that's
okay.
what the,
but if Jimmy G gets hurt,
put in Trey Lance.
Okay, say it's like week 5.
I don't care.
They're not coming out of the NFC then with a rookie quarterback. So
why not?
You're better than that.
I think he's that good.
And you look at like the receiving cores of both teams, the Buccaneers.
Oh yeah, no, I get
obviously.
That. I think
like I said, they match up. I think they match. They're a good. Matchup.
I think their scheme and their defense is good enough to carry them. And regardless of Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't think the quarterback there needs to be the MVP of the league.
I don't either. I was going to say I am not. I think
George
Trey Lance
Kittle
is
also very fragile.
Yes. I'm not as high, it seems like, on Trey Lance's salads. I think he's going to be a very good quarterback, but he seems like he could jump in there and, light the shit up.
I don't think he jumps in there and they come out of the NFC.
I don't think he's going to light the shit up, but that team is, like, everything Sal just said is so true. Their scheme, everything, their makeup.
They've been in the Super Bowl
recently. I was going to say, those players have been in the Super Bowl very recently. They can go back again. I just think
when you compare the Bucs roster to the San Francisco's roster, it's very lopsided in my opinion.
And I know it's like an on paper thing.
But lopsided's a very harsh word. I wouldn't say it
lopsided. Is lopsided.
I just don't agree.
Antonio Brown.
San Francisco is I know. San Francisco is a very good offensive personnel.
Do they have one receiver that's better than those 3?
Probably not.
No, but their receiving core is still pretty good.
Running backs, Ronald Jones, very good, very big.
Is Ronald Jones
Fournette,
not
that good?
Is Jones that much better than a guy like Raheem Mostert, though?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think the gap is that big. I really don't.
I think Raheem Mostert's smaller but faster. Ronald Jones is very downhill and can get you those 3 and 2 or 3rd and 2. Like, like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't.
I think it's a lot more lopsided than you want to believe.
I just don't agree. I just don't. I mean,
Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh my God, that's the NFC Championship.
Of course it is.
Yeah, and
that just clicked in my head.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they're in the NFC Championship, I think Buccaneers like blow them out.
Garoppolo would not beat Brady in a playoff game.
Isn't that like some Star Wars shit? Like, wouldn't Jimmy Garoppolo like just put the sword in Tom Brady and that?
No.
I don't know that.
And I don't think
I
Tom
can't
Brady
see
in
it.
a million years would ever let that happen.
I don't either, but at the same time, that's what I'm taking. So I don't care.
That's fine.
San Francisco is.
I was just making.
They're going
my
to Super
case.
Bowl.
San Francisco's going to the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. You're with me?
I'm with you.
Yes.
I'm so.
You don't see what I see in like how lopsided it is. All right.
See, now going back to AFC, realistically, it's not Browns versus 49ers, so I might have to switch my Browns pick. The Super Bowl is just not Cleveland
And
Browns
like
versus the
I
49ers.
obviously was a little like, what do you call it? Because I said Patriots. Like I'm obviously
You
a
got a
little,
little
I'm a little
horny.
blinded. You know what I mean? I got horny.
All
Whatever.
right,
Yeah,
you
dude.
know what I'm going to say?
Oh, ew! I went with a rematch. I said the Chiefs are winning the AFC.
Yeah.
Oh,
Realistically, it should be Chiefs and Bucks in the Super Bowl game.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to switch my AFC pick right now. The Bills.
That's what I thought about too. I think it might be the Bills.
The Bills.
I hope it is.
The Bills and the 49ers is such an old school matchup, and I could easily see
awesome.
that. I could see that for
It's gonna
sure.
be Bills.
They
with
didn't play in a
Bucks.
Super Bowl, but they played each other.
Oh yeah, but like that's
those
like
regular
the,
season games were.
that's
awesome.
like the 80s and 90s, dude. Like
It is.
NFL, like that is just trademarked. It's not that I'm low on the Browns anymore. It's that just the Super Bowl is not the Browns versus the 49ers.
So I think it's Bills versus Bucks, but in my mind, how good would Pats versus Bucks be?
Pats first Bucks is like
Because
yeah.
remember we said week 4,
Oh yeah, they
and
play.
then they love doing that.
Yeah, no, then they play later on, or they play in the regular season, and then they're like, oh, later
And they
on,
love showing highlights from week 4. Because
Well,
it's gonna
well,
be
what
like
happens? What happens week 4? The Patriots just get smacked.
Bucks get yeah.
Yeah.
Bucks just like throw their dicks out.
It's in New England, though,
in
right?
New England though. But it's week 4. It's not gonna be cold enough.
Yeah, but I was gonna say it's like
There's no
I
shot
bet
Tom
it's
Brady
gonna
gets
be.
booed, right?
No.
Okay.
No, not a million.
I would hope not.
That's one of those games that we're like, oh yeah, everybody's looking forward to it. Oh, pouring rain.
Oh my God, he's so
That's
right.
it. That's the nugget. That's the nugget. It's gonna be the worst weather ever. Okay. It's not gonna be a blowout. That's the nugget. See, we found it this time, Sal.
Oh my
we found
God.
it this time.
If it's
I feel like last time that there was a big like game in New England that everybody was looking forward to. I feel like I remember
The
it raining.
weather always ruins
I
it.
always forget, but I feel like
And I
remember
thought
it
about
raining.
that too when it came out. I'm like, oh, it's week 4, so it's not like it's gonna be snowing or anything. Little did I know
why
that
is he
rain still happens.
why is he just like so right about so much? I don't
I mean,
understand that.
we don't know until it happens, but
Oh no, it's gonna be a
it's
gonna be a
always one
monsoon.
of those things that
It's
he
gonna
tries
be
to sneak in.
It's gonna be a
monsoon.
monsoon week 4. That's literally what's
He
gonna happen.
tries to like sneak it in, and we're like, wait, rain does happen.
I hate you, Antonio. So
Didn't we?
MVP of the league?
Ew, gross. It's not gonna be an MVP this
No,
year.
no, no. I'm asking like who do you guys think? Like what's your pick?
There's no good players this year, so
No, nobody gets MVP. Everyone was bad this year. No MVP.
Want to hear my pick?
Andy Dalton.
No.
Kurt?
No. Derek Carr. No. Because it's always a quarterback. So.
I mean, unless Derrick Henry has something to say.
Mm-mm.
He should have won it last year.
Justin Herbert. Anybody buy that?
Nope.
Ooh.
I don't buy. I think he's gonna be good. I don't think it's MVP.
He's not ready yet. I don't think.
No.
He's still in the oven. He needs like another like 12 to 14 weeks, and then like he'll be okay.
My pick is Josh Allen.
Baker. I was
I
gonna
love
say
that.
Josh Allen.
I love that.
That was my pick. Yeah. I just think like he's got
Why is he
enough
such a
experience.
like?
now.
I know this
Like,
sounds ridiculous, but why is he such a man, dude? Like just like him standing in the pocket, like he's like Ben.
And he looks like a boy.
He's
I
like
was
Ben.
gonna say, he looks like a
Roethlisberger.
kid. Even with his
No.
beard, he looks like a kid.
He's like Ben Roethlisberger, but like
can move.
athletic.
Yeah.
Like he can run.
Like he gets hit, and he's just like, oh,
He's big.
alright.
He's a
He's
big
a
dude.
yeah.
That's like when you think of a quarterback playing in Buffalo, that's what you want.
Yeah, people have like Josh Allen tattoos.
Of course they do.
Who's it gonna be?
That team better not move. I've heard.
I would love to say Tom Brady, but he loves Super Bowl MVPs.
Wow.
It's like LeBron James winning MVP.
Who am I picking, bro?
Dak Prescott.
So
What if Jameis Winston wins MVP and Sean Payton's like in your fucking face?
that's when the world ends. That's when Jameis Winston wins MVP.
It's when COVID 2 comes out.
COVID too.
That's the sequel.
Bovid.
We might be going through the sequel right now.
What about
actually.
Kyler Murray?
No, because I'm not that high on the card. It's got to be a team that wins.
No one that's 5-2 is gonna win.
Well, it's
MVP.
got to be a team that wins like 11 plus games. So I don't have many of those teams. It's like the Bucs, the 49ers, the Chiefs,
Bosh Ballon.
the Bills. I'm gonna agree with Nolan. I'm gonna go with Josh Allen.
It's the most sensible pick.
I mean, he's in the weaker conference. He's gonna play dog shit teams and rack up stats. Like, I think it makes sense.
It's the least boring pick that makes sense. You know what I mean?
He's
like
not
it's not picking Mahomes. It's not picking Rodgers. It's
Because at that point they're so good that like having them win MVP, like we said, it's like LeBron James winning MVP. It's like Steph Curry winning MVP. It's like, okay, we've seen this before. Like we know what this looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going with Josh Allen. Antonio.
I like it, Josh Allen.
Triple Josh Allen?
Wow.
I mean, I think I
Should we
said
go-
it like.
should we
5
go
minutes
bet on
ago.
it?
No, he's gonna die like tonight, dude.
He's gonna die.
That's not good. I don't
gonna
like that
die
we.
in a fucking
I don't like
fire.
that we all picked that. Comeback player of the year. I think it's Dak Prescott, obviously, right? Unless it's McCaffrey. I would say Dak Prescott.
Is that kind of like one of the candidates we got here?
McCaffrey. Who else got injured last year? Garoppolo.
Carson Wentz
Carson Wentz. Yeah, I mean,
when he comes back for week 12.
Cam Newton.
Yeah,
if he
comeback
learns
player
how
of
to
the year,
throw.
right? Cam Newton.
Because I think like okay,
Wasn't he having like the best passing
Yes.
season of his career? When
yes, that's what I was about to say. I
Like,
was gonna say
what,
he
started
probably
off
would have
last
won
year?
last year if he didn't get COVID and missed like 3 games.
I'm taking Dak Prescott. I think he's gonna throw for 1,000,000 yards. I just think that team's not.
I'll
gonna
take
be
Cam
good. Cam.
I like the Cam pick. I really do.
because like anyone in the NFC,
Because we picked the Patriots to be
Could
good,
you-
didn't we?
you
Yeah.
can't argue
So,
Matt Stafford.
That would mean
can
Cam
you?
Newton, please.
Didn't he get
plays
hurt last year?
good.
Oh, no. Matt Stafford's definitely in it because he was hurt for part of the year, and he was pretty underwhelming.
But like I don't think it was that much of a news thing where it was,
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
like Dak. Like okay,
wouldn't bet
everyone
on him
knows
getting it.
Dak broke his fucking
The
ankle.
narrative for Dak is going to be so strong all year. Like,
Yeah.
if he comes out and starts firing,
which
comeback
I'm
player
a
of the year.
big Dak guy.
I do
Yes,
like
you
Dak.
are.
I love Dak Prescott.
You are a
dude.
big Dak
I wanted
Prescott
him to go to
fan.
New England.
I would like him
Before
in New England
Cam
for sure. Defensive player of the year.
Bowie Joseph.
Really?
Here's
What about
one.
Nick?
Here's one. JJ Watt going to Arizona. Do you like that?
He's a little washed. Like a little. Like he's been in the washer.
He's fragile too.
He is a little fragile.
'Cause he got hurt last year too, right?
He gets hurt every
Oh,
year.
you know who could? Wait, he didn't get hurt. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
I mean, it's so easy to say, but Aaron Donald probably. Realistically.
That's
I mean, past
that's like
few
picking
seasons,
Josh Allen MVP. Like
He's miles, away. Kind of separated himself
He's
as
crazy.
the best defender in the league, kind of. But what about Myles Garrett? What do we think about that?
It's a good pick.
Giles Merritt. I mean, do they still like hate him for what he did?
No one cares anymore. I
All
mean,
right.
everyone knows. So if Mason Rudolph was good, people would care, but Mason Rudolph is so
Yeah, where's Mason Rudolph?
definitely not on a team.
He definitely called him the N-word.
No, he did.
I
He definitely did, and that's not okay.
No.
You don't react like that unless you got called that.
And like everyone knows Myles
Something
Garrett.
had
Like,
to have
Myles
been
Garrett
said.
doesn't do that. You know what I mean?
no.
He's
Remember,
not like a fiery guy.
remember all his interviews and stuff before he got drafted.
Yeah, doesn't he like
He's
on
like a
his off
geek.
time? He like does meditation and shit.
I
Like,
literally have that
He
game-
reads books. Like
I think he was talking about he's into like anime and shit like that.
yeah,
so.
he sits there and plays Game Boys.
I literally turned the game off, and then I go on my phone, and everyone's like, Oh my god!
I remember I was watching it.
I didn't. Yeah, no, I didn't watch that.
I watched it. It was weird because like I never, and it was like Steelers versus Browns. And I was sitting there. Game didn't matter, but I was just watching it. I think it was Was it Monday night or Sunday?
It was a Thursday.
Thursday.
I saw somebody
I was just
say-
sitting there on Thursday watching it, and then that happened. I was like, "Oh shit!"
I saw someone say, "Dude, what the fuck is Myles Garrett doing?" I'm like, "Oh God, what happened?" And then
I texted that to the group chat.
you did,
Yeah,
that was you. That's right.
I go, "Wait, what is Myles Garrett doing?"
He literally took his helmet and just smashed Mason Rudolph with it. Like that's like deadly assault.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And then he turned into the best pass rusher in the league the next season. So
Yeah, he's really good at football.
I mean, that's a good pick for sure. I support that wholeheartedly.
I think I'll stick with that.
Nolan.
Browns, with what we were thinking, being
Matt Judon.
one of the top teams in AFC.
Okay.
I like Matt Judon.
I still think the Browns are gonna be good. Don't get me wrong. I just like you got to think like realistically and like
Chase Young.
I just think Washington's gonna be bad.
I think
don't.
Chase Young's gonna be
That's
really good.
that's something. Because if
That's something.
if they win 10 games, then Chase Young probably had a pretty damn good year.
Because he was probably a big part of it. All right, I like that. I like our picks.
I could see him being a sack leader this year in the NFL. I don't see why
Absolutely.
not.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
I think we have.
I think we wrapped it up here, gentlemen. I like our picks. Do you like our picks?
Well, we'll see in 6 months' time.
Sure. Oh my
Of course,
god,
I like my
can't wait.
picks.
We're close.
Hall of Fame games on tonight. Too bad no one cares.
Cowboys are winning.
Yeah, I won't be watching that.
Cowboys are winning.
Tonight. Yeah.
Oh, okay. They love winning when it doesn't matter. All right. Later, gentlemen.